Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here, as you guys can see up on the screen. Today I want to talk a little bit about Mullen Automotive Incorporated. Once again, this is ticker symbol MULN. For those of you that don't know, this has really been one of the more popular retail investor stocks of 2022, and it's been a stock that I've really been following since I want to say like December of 2021 here on this channel. Kind of keeping you guys in the loop with all the news, all the latest and everything. And today, some good news came out for Mullen, potentially good news, and maybe some potentially bad news as well. We're going to be going over all the latest for it there. Kind of a crazy day for Mullen where, pre-market and even market open, things were looking pretty good. We were at $1.14, which maybe in the grand scheme of things isn't that amazing, but, after a close yesterday of $1.08, being up there was pretty significant, but then it just kind of climbed lower and lower and lower as the day went on, and it had a disastrous day, being down 11.81%. Obviously, that is a really, really horrible day. We look at the broader market, it's not like the whole market crashed down today or anything like that. The Dow Jones was barely down. Russell was barely down. NASDAQ was up a decent amount, and the S&P was in the green as well. So, this is a lot of Mullen-specific stuff that has, the stock price getting pushed down. And, we have broken under $1 now, too, which is definitely worrisome for a lot of people out there and for Mullen investors. But we'll be going over all the latest in this video today, so definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. And of course, as always, there's not going to be any financial advice in this video today. I'm not telling you guys to buy anything. I'm not telling you guys to sell anything. I'm just going over the latest, going over some news, some articles, some posts, giving my thoughts and opinions from time to time. With that being said, let's get right into this one. So, the big news that had things popping up so high in the kind of pre-market and, at open was this. Mullen issues update on its solid state polymer battery testing. This is something I believe we talked about yesterday, where the BIC testing for the Mullen batteries was supposed to be coming out in early May, and today's May 10th. What's early May? Is early May the 1st through 10th, the 1st through 15th? Who knows? So we were expecting test results very, very soon, and we kind of got test results today. This is what was getting people pretty excited, but here we have Battery Innovation Center has completed the cell preconditioning in preparation for cell performance cycling. BIC will enter high rate cycling as part of the performance-based cycling with results forthcoming. So some progress, but not some total results, which is cool. It's good to hear something, and we'll get into exactly what came out and what David Mishry said. But also part of me wonders, hey, it kind of seems like, we weren't guaranteed hey, this is exactly what's going to be coming out in early May, but we were kind of told by Mishry that these battery test results would be coming out in early May. And now, it sounds like those results aren't going to be coming out in early May. And, is this an empty promise? Is this, maybe changing some things? Is this just, I don't know. Are we getting the wool pulled over our eyes a little bit? Or is this just not a big deal? Are people thinking too much into it? I don't know. But that is potentially something to be, worried and concerned about. Hey, we said this was coming early May. Now it's whatever date they're going to say in the future. Why is this not coming? But hey, what we got today was better than nothing, and that is this. They announced today an update on the battery testing. Again, not the full battery testing results as some people maybe expected. BIC, again, they've completed this stuff. It is expected that this technology, when scaled to the vehicle pack level, will deliver 150 kilowatt hour solid state battery able to deliver over 600 miles of range on a full charge. Then we have, the quote from David Mishry here. He says, "I'm pleased with the initial preconditioning results on our solid state polymer battery cell, and we're progressing to the next stage of testing with BIC. The battery has performed well, and I'm looking forward to seeing finalized testing results from BIC later this month. We are in process with Mullen Cell and are looking forward to continue testing with final results due later this month." This is Ben Reitzman from Battery Innovation Center. And they will continue to perform the following tests on Mullen's battery with final results expected in late May 2022. They're doing the constant current discharge test, the peak power test, and the constant power discharge test. So again, we really got a whole lot of nothing today. We got Mishry and we got BIC coming out saying, hey, we're happy with how things are going. Hey, we did a preconditioning test. Hey, that's great. That's amazing. But again, not the real results. Not exactly what I think a lot of people were expecting and not exactly what a lot of people were being promised. And now to get this thing pushed back again, hey, are we actually going to get this in late May? Is there a reason that this is getting pushed back to late May? And still, this is the market and all the investors and everything having to wait more and more time before we actually get the real results for this thing. And the market definitely doesn't like uncertainty. And obviously we saw that today. I mean, there's a lot that the market doesn't like about Mullen right now. It's speculative, it's growth, it's forward looking, it's not profitable. A lot of these different things, but also some just kind of weird stuff going on that has at least people, concerned or worried. Now, hey, if in late May some awesome results come out and things go great, everything's probably going to be fine. The stock's probably going to pop off. It's probably going to be amazing. And we saw that today, when this news first came out, even though it was kind of like a nothing news, still pre-market, the gains were there. This thing was popping. This thing was doing good. But then as people, I think, kind of decided that, hey, this wasn't really much of anything, the stock kind of just tanked and tanked and tanked as the day went on. But hey, there was a ton of stocks that did this. Not a ton, but there were some other stocks that had not so great days today. And there's a lot of other reasons why Mullen could have been down today. We also had this from Investor Place. Don't take the bait on latest, I can't even talk, Mullen automotive news. Ignore the news. Mullen stock trades near $1 for a reason. They're obviously still really, really bearish here. They keep comparing it to QuantumScape and saying that, the amount of money that Mullen has spent on the kind of research and development for this battery and for their products doesn't make any sense. And that there's companies spending way, way, way more money and not getting the results that Mullen is promising or telling people that they're going to be able to get. They are kind of worried about this battery testing and stuff as well, saying, hey, this seems like a lot of smoke and mirrors. It seems maybe a little bit of trickery going on, or maybe just totally fraudulent, maybe totally empty promises. Who knows? But this is what, some people in the market have been saying and are going to continue to say until we actually see, some real results and some vehicles on the road actually performing, up to standards and metrics that Mullen is claiming. Because again, when you have things out there, like Nikola and like other, just companies in general that have done similar things in the past, doesn't mean that Mullen's going to be the same, but it's why people are at least skeptical. We also had this, Tesla recall plant shutdown, bad news. And obviously, the rising tide is going to lift all boats, and it's going to work in the reverse as well. When Tesla has some bad news, it's going to hit all the EV companies. Tesla's so big now, it might even hit the entire stock market. When it's going to hit the S&P, it's going to hit the major indices, all that stuff. So that could also be potentially why Mullen was down a little bit, some Tesla-related bad news coming out. But then they're also saying, hey, Mullen had its initial test battery results, good news, but the stock's still red today. So what's going on there? Why is the bad news outweighing the good news? Part of that is just kind of the market we're in right now. We also had this, the Mullen NASDAQ short interest just came out. Settlement date for these is, 4/29/2022, so a couple of weeks ago at this point. And they have the short interest average and the daily share volume days to cover. They just have all the information here. It's kind of really set up in a bad way, but you see here, 1 day to cover. Average daily share volume is like 70 million, and the average short interest is like 38 million. But what you can see here is the trend, the fact that, the short interest just keeps going up and up and up over the past couple of weeks, which, hey, some people are excited about that, saying there might be some kind of short squeeze. Some people are annoyed by that, saying that the stock price is being held down artificially and that short sellers are just incentivized to keep pushing this thing down and down and down. Who knows how this is going to end? Maybe the shorts win, maybe the longs win, maybe somewhere in between. We'll have to wait and see. We also had this. This is the preliminary test results that came out. I don't know if these were put out or leaked or whatever, but apparently this is for the Mullen MX. And again, I don't really know what any of this stuff means. I don't really know what's going on here, but this guy on StockTwits, again, it's just, I don't really know who this guy is, but apparently just a guy in StockTwits, so, take everything he's saying with a grain of salt. But he says the results are amazing. He will explain by comparing the current Tesla battery on Model 3. Look at the power density, kilowatts per kilogram. He says Tesla is 150, and Mullen is at 337. It means for every 1 kilogram of battery, Tesla stores 150 watts per hour, while Mullen more than twice that. It means for the same weight of battery cells, Mullen technology offers more than 2 times range. He attached the table results for Mullen in a link showing, the Tesla stuff. So that's kind of what he breaks down here. Says that this is really, really good news. Apparently it is. But again, there are still some people skeptical in the comments saying, hey, this is expected of this lithium sulfur technology. What this guy's curious about is how they solved a known issue with lithium sulfur regarding the degradation after a set amount of cycles. Maybe they have solved that and maybe they haven't. Again, these are questions we're going to have to wait and see. These are questions that are only going to be answered by products actually hitting the market, by getting cars out on the streets, by seeing how these things get affected when they has real world wear and tear, over months and years actually on the roads, actually in the hands of people. That's how you're going to get real legitimate answers and real legitimate user experiences and everything. And then finally, we have this talking about earnings expectations. Mullen is expected to post earnings 5/16, which, what day is that? That's going to be next Monday. And other than the speculative nature of my investment in the company the other day and the research I did this weekend, I likely don't know much. I don't likely know as much about it as you guys who have held the ticker longer. What are you expecting to see in the 10Q, and what impact is Mullen dropping below $1 due to that assessment? And, you know, kind of overall so far here, not expecting much since Mullen still refuses to respond to the Hindenburg report. Maybe they'll do that in their earnings. No explanation, just positive business perspective outlook, paint a colorful picture. And Mullen has been on a downtrend for a month now. It has run red even on green days in the general market. No product, no revenue, no earnings. So overall, even people on the Mullen subreddit right now seem pretty bearish in the short term. But obviously, a lot of these people are invested in it. They're shareholders. They're excited about the future and long-term prospects and everything. But yeah, just kind of a weird time for Mullen right now. Dropping under $1, some kind of news coming out. The stock going lower and lower, and you know, just as many haters and skeptics and critics as ever. And they're not really giving the concrete answers that the people or the critics or the, you know, Hindenburg or whatever wants to see to kind of fight some of it off. So I don't know, kind of a weird spot for Mullen right now. I'm not feeling amazing about it. I'm not feeling great about it, but that's just me. Definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate that a ton. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about MULN. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hope to catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.